funds where you should do your investments when you're planning for SWPs in later years. Now, for some strange reason, I think a lot of financial advisors choose balanced advantage funds. In fact, fund houses themselves, they create an Excel with balanced advantage funds or conservative hybrid funds. And I never get why, because I guess they're sort of more stable in terms of the returns they generate. They generate between 12 to 14%. In a bad year, they fall down to 3-4% if markets are negative, and in a good year, they can go slightly higher, but they're less volatile to the market. But think about it, if you're planning your SWPs 6, 7, 8 years down the line, then in the initial years, you should choose aggressive funds in mid-cap, small-cap categories and let them grow. And just before you want to start taking your SWPs, you should just make that switch into a less volatile fund. In fact, to my mind, you don't have to, because even by that year, when you start taking your SWPs, depending on the withdrawal you take, if you keep it at 6%, then I think you should let your money grow in an aggressive fund, which would be very volatile. It could fall 15-20% in a year if markets were to crash. But that's okay. Your principal would have grown to an amount that you can stomach that kind of volatility and that kind of fall. So do it on a piece of paper. It cannot be done for everyone in one video, depending on how long you want to invest when you start taking your SWPs. It all depends. It's a factor of that, which is, I guess why in standard videos you see balanced advantage funds being promoted as the best fund for systematic withdrawal plans. That's not the case. I would suggest, depending on, how aggressive you are, what kind of client you are, what kind of withdrawals you want to take, to choose funds. I've done it for my clients. I've chosen a lot of value-oriented funds right now, a lot of large cap funds, because a few of my clients want to take withdrawals 3 years from now. If someone was to take withdrawals 10 years from now and he's in his 30s or 40s and he's in his working life, then I'd go even more aggressive. So you get the idea. And so far as switching is concerned in later years, 5 or 10 years down the line, if you switch your mid-cap funds into balanced funds or into even debt funds, you pay tax on the day of the switch, which is okay, because the NAV you get of the new fund is at a higher rate. So when you start taking your withdrawals, there will literally be no tax on that at all, because your cost price and selling price would be pretty much the same. If you start taking slower withdrawals from the fund which you've been investing in 10 years, the tax would be spread out, but you'll have to pay the tax. So anyone who tries to tell you that it's more tax favorable to invest in a balanced advantage fund or in a hybrid conservative fund, that's not the case at all.